Welcome to the Trini TechCast. This is episode number 145, and we're recording when? On the 18th of January. Wow. Okay, it feel like a whole week take long to pass.
Last week when I was telling you, it's the 50 something of January. It was like,
I was adamant that wasn't bad, but it definitely feel like this week take longer than the previous week. I would say so. Sort of.
this whole month taking long.
You're getting paid next week.
It's moving faster than usual. But it could move a little faster.
Yeah.
It's a little faster.
I think I might get paid this week. We'll see.
Yeah, you should get, I think. But yeah. All right. So where we at in our life is we are trying to sort out the different issues with technology that this world poses to us. And each one of us has technology in our life. And we try to do techie things on a weekly basis. But Michaela looking like she ain't do nothing techie for a whole week. Anything techie?
Actually, well, not necessarily techie per se, but I conducted one of my biggest phishing campaigns this week. And it was fun. I sent out over 500 emails.
And oh my goodness. And you caught people?
Oh, yeah. And get over 100 clicks.
That's crazy work. That's the kind of stuff that you tell yourself, I feel bad for society. That I sent out 500 emails, so 1 in 5 people got caught.
Mm-hmm.
No, did they put in their credentials or did they just click?
So 1 in 5 clicked, and then like a smaller, but like, let me say 100 clicked. Let's say like 75 put in the information, and then like out of that 75, like 20 were valid.
Right.
And out of the 20, they only had like a small handful who had no MFA.
Right. So 20 people give you $1,000, they get $20,000. That's the fishing maths, you know. It's just basically all you need to get is 10 people, and you're eating.
Yeah,
Imagine if you're skilled up to, yeah.
Even if you get one, that is one more person than you would have had, you know.
No, I mean sending out 500 emails and only one person give me money. No, that's low ROI. That's low ROI. Nope.
They're not costing you nothing to send out 500 emails. So
yes,
time.
I had to plan that. I had to structure that email in such a way, all kind of email.
You have AI now. You could do all that, and you just have it running ever so often. So it will take you time to set up in the beginning. But
okay, yes, but
you start running infrastructure.
Yeah, because I have AI, I want a higher ROI. I want a higher return on investment than one person clicking. Michaela, return on investment, 20 people actually following through. That's a good ROI. That's a good ROI. I could live with that. Because if you scale up from 500 to 500,000, then you're eating a lot if you were a criminal, which I am not. But funny enough, that is what I'm going to do at one of my classes this week. Because we finished the syllabus, and I told them I'll show them how hacking does work. So I'm going to create a phishing email and show them how people's Google credentials are taken when they just sign in from a random link now. So that's one of the things that we're going to do, and they're so excited to see that. But they were more excited that my actual techie thing was I gave my class a wireless router, and I showed them how to configure it, and now they have their own wireless router that's different from the school network, that has access to everything, and they alone have it, and they feel so special. It's be like, Ole, if anybody give this password to anybody, we will fight and whatnot. But they found joy in configuring their own wireless router, and I found joy in showing them that, hey, you could configure a wireless router. It's really not that hard. Set the SSID, set the password, make sure that you have the wired connection to the WAN, and in the whole process, it was to teach them how the internet works and them kind of thing. So that brought me great joy to teach that. So that's my techiness. Yeah. How about you, Akeem?
I vibe coded another app.
Wait, Mick. Like this one with the GitHub thing still? Or yeah, this was just a standalone?
This one I didn't actually push to any server or anything. This one I have it running local host on my machine. So
okay.
Go in and update and everything. So yeah. I like it.
It have a database something?
Yeah, SQLite.
Okay, right. Nice. I definitely have some ideas that I'm working on to build some local things, but time. I had to teach children, prepare them for their examinations. But yeah, that sounds like fun. All right. Welcome to the recap session. The recap session is where we have to talk about things that we spoke about the week before and if there are any updates. So the first one of the updates is that Newsday posted on social media that they are going to continue running as it says, I'll have the link in the description for you to see. For 32 years, Newsday has provided its readers with independent news they can trust. We will continue our best efforts to do so using our online publication, NTouch, and website, newsday.co.tt, pending legal proceedings. So, the same thing that we said last week that they should try to do, that's what they're going to do. Anybody had 30 seconds to say anything about that?
Now reading it, I'm wondering if it means, because of that last part there where they said pending legal proceeding, if it means that they're going to run it until they wind up the company, or if they're going to continue doing it after.
From what I gather, the print part of it is the legal entity, and all of the digital things will just be spin-offs of the print part. So if the legal entity has to shut down, and legally, if they shut down the company, they cannot have any trace of it alive, then maybe the website and stuff will have to go. But it could be that they're trying to just keep moving digitally until then and not actually have a physical paper out, which I don't think is, well, that's not the goal that we envisioned, which is a totally online publication. But I'm sure they're probably thinking about it. And what else from last week? The other thing is one of the videos for the Google Pay, doing pretty good, probably on like a 20K on TikTok right now, was doing good on Instagram, and people commenting a lot about the Google Pay and different experiences and different things. And there actually is a live argument that's going on right now. And I just be like, there are people arguing on the internet.
In the comments.
Yeah, arguing in the comments. But yeah, didn't try to jump in. But a lot of the comments about the Google Pay were very good. And people saying that, it works, they love it, they whatever. A few people were saying things about when Apple Pay come in. But one commenter said something that was interesting to me. It's like, that was always been there. It's just that they didn't want to flip the switch. And I was like, they didn't want to flip the switch? But I didn't reply to the comment because it sounded very like somebody trying to poke fire now. So I don't think we replied to the comment. But if it was that they were just is available and I just need to flip the switch, then I don't think it would have taken so long, because normally regulatory framework and all them things is what has kind of caused this lull in, and bureaucracy and red tape. But
what about the kind of little issue you was talking about in terms of you
with the
being
two-factor?
able to add it? Yeah.
Nobody commented about it. But I did do something with my credit card that was not Google Pay, and Visa sent a actual two-factor where I had to put in a code I would have gotten email to put it inside. So I think it would be on the credit card.
That is 3DS.
Yeah, it would have been on the company that running the card. The owner should be on them to verify it before it went in. But I can't remember, because I told you I had to take off my card from the app and put it back in. And I had no time to do that. I mean, it probably is easy, but no. Yeah. Let's just hope the validation is there. And that's all the follow-ups I had.
We had one from X.
What's that? Oh, right. Yeah. Right. What's that one again?
The being able to
being able to post
people.
being able to post the inappropriate photos of people using the AI.
Well, asking Grok to undress people or put them in a bikini.
Right. We had reported that you could only do it if you're a premium subscriber, and they eventually updated it to remove the feature overall, meaning it won't be able to do it. However, some of the articles that I read said it's mixed reviews because people were still able to prompt engineer it to get to do some shady things with respect to the same undressing people. But the reason they had to do it is because the California district attorney, I think, was going to sue them.
Also, the UK. I saw some with the UK too.
Right, because the UK was checking to see if they actually broke any of the laws in the UK, yeah. Or the EU. Is the EU or the UK? Whichever one.
I think I saw the UK.
Yeah. But the district attorneys on them they were like, no, we can't let this continue. That's madness. Yeah. So those are updates, guys, and this is a new feature wherever we talk about something the week before and we saw things took place, we'll let you all know. Before we actually talk about the things that we're going to talk about today, which are 1, Facebook Marketplace. There was a sting operation. And it resulted in a very interesting story that we have to talk about. But we'll talk about the technical part and then the story after. The actual story itself. TikTok threats for a school. There's a school that's being threatened via TikTok, and that's weird by itself. And Tesla has self-driving for a price. And the subscription model for cars, it is here. It is here. So let's jump into the first one. 2 local, 1 international. That's how we normally do it on the podcast. So first story coming up, which is Facebook Marketplace sting operation, finally. Right now you're listening to Training TechCast, and more than likely you know that I love technology a lot. But more so, I love teaching technology. I'm a CSEC IT and CAPE Computer Science and IT teacher, and I have classes that are available. So if you know anyone, any student that's looking for quality CAPE Computer Science or CSEC IT classes, you can check us out at 308-8799 on WhatsApp or makeitsimplett.com/register. You can get classes, notes, recordings, IA, SBA help, everything that you could think of. That will get you that 1 in CSEC IT. So you can check us out. Akim and I had, I don't know if Michaela, you was on the podcast when we talk about the Facebook, when people get caught on Facebook selling things and they do go to the police station, and they should, anytime you buy anything on Facebook Marketplace, do it right in front of the police or some kind of thing like that.
I think I was.
Yeah. You were here. And we were saying, some people, I think one of us said, no, I had to do it right in front of the police station. And then somebody said, no, I have to be inside the police station. And then somebody was like, no, you could do it in front of any public place.
It didn't have something the other day, and Michaela, I don't know if you saw this, where somebody went in the police station compound to sell a car or some kind of exchange. And the person grab the thing and run. And when I tell the police say, why didn't run after them?
For real? Nah.
You didn't see something like that? Let me see.
Love the TTPS.
I hope that's just a rumor. I hope it wasn't true. Cause if that,
all right. Okay. Well, let me read this article.
Yeah,
here,
and
then
I will check.
Yeah. So, a police sting operation to apprehend several suspects following a Facebook Marketplace transaction resulted in 2 people being killed and a third having to be hospitalized yesterday. The unidentified suspects were pronounced dead on arrival at hospital around 2 p.m. following an alleged shootout with police officers in Mount Hope. The third man was injured during the incident and was taken away to the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex, Mount Hope, where he remained under police guard at night. The 4th man is said to have escaped, and a manhunt is shortly after him. So here's the interesting part. The transaction, which was arranged online, saw police officers from the North Central Division along with personnel from Special Investigations Unit posing as prospective buyers in the operation. And they went to, they tried to meet the suspects near the Mount Hope Community Center in Mount Hope. However, the suspect announced a robbery and began shooting at the police officers. They realized they had been set up. When they realized they had been set up, officers resumed fire and they forced the suspects to flee. So, the good thing is, finally, a proper sting operation has taken place about Facebook Marketplace, which is one of the best place to buy things in Trinidad and Tobago, based on some people that have spoken to be like, nah boy, yes, get some real good deals there. But it's also one of the places where people are so naive that they think that they could buy a car and meet you in the back of Mount Hope or in the back of somewhere or in the back of wherever to buy the car. And there are people who prey on that. And that bothers me, that the people who are buying cars are not going to in front of a police station to do it. That
I would never buy something on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know, but yeah. Don't matter how good
you get some real good deals though.
You hear it? Yeah. Listen carefully. Listen to what she's saying. Yes, get some
real good deals.
My safety, my life worth more than a good deal.
Understandable.
No,
but
boy. No. It like for furniture and thing, like if you're looking for a little couch set or a dining room set or some kind of thing like that, it always have somebody who selling some nice, good condition chair set or some kind of thing like that. And you just, they say that, yeah, just can't pick it up. And you're like, I mean, just can't pick it up. Yeah, just take it. Sometimes you even get things for free, where people will just be throwing in things because they have a garage sale or they're doing whatever it is and they want to get rid of something. And me personally, I use Facebook Marketplace, but back in that was like 2014, 15, something like that, to sell rims. And within like 30 seconds, it had like 15 people message. And I just said, listen, first person that come to take it, give me $200 and take the rims. And same day, a truck come and collect the rims and I get my $200. So I can imagine how much better it has gotten. But I could also see it as, well, when you have a place that is so frequented, bad actors will be there also. So let's put it in the let it be in the eyes of the police station or from the perspective of the police officers. What do you think they did? Like, because we don't know what they did, but what you think the sting operation methodology was?
So first, they probably had some reports from people who got robbed from these particular persons, and they probably would have taken certain
these particular persons or this particular area.
Probably the area, and the area and a particular item, like the selling was a white tea for this amount. Right. So they probably gather that information first. And using that information, they themselves pose as potential buyers to try and entrap, well, I won't say entrap, but to set up this sting operation. So that would have probably been how, the initial steps of it.
What I want to know... Go ahead, Michaela, listen.
And next theory is... somebody who friends with a police officer get robbed, so then they message a police officer friend and was like, hey, I get robbed by XYZ person. And the police officer say, you know what? Don't worry, bet we go handle it. And it finally got handled.
Clip that.
That's how things are running trade, I don't know.
I understand what you're saying, and I actually agree with you. I feel this is not just an actual police operation. This was something that may have been slightly personal, maybe, because you tend to hear those kind of stories when it comes to police in Trinidad and Tobago from time to time. Like, hey, them car rob my sister, or they car rob my aunt, or whoever it is. Let me see what we could do for them. And then they may have put in the work. Now, this is purely circumstantial, and I have no evidence whatsoever, but I understand where Michaela coming from. I don't see it. I don't see them being structured enough. Maybe they are structured enough to be like, all right, guys, it's time to deal with this Facebook Marketplace thing. Here's what we get the men from IT to create 3 accounts already. All you have to do is log in with those accounts, start to talk to the people, collect the information, and then go, and then we'll write it up and report it. I find it hard to believe that level of work went in, but maybe I could be wrong. But fact is, the level of work went in. More than likely, they would have had some account that they were using to talk to the people, and it was a fake account, so they had to pose as a regular citizen. And then they got there, and the article says when the assailants found out that it was a setup, they started to shoot at the police. Hopefully, they went in an unmarked vehicle. I would hope so, right? Because it's a sting operation, right? But why would they shoot at the police? Probably they get the what do they say? They get the S. They smell the rat, right? So they start to shoot, and it got to wherever it got to. 2 of them dead, 1 wounded, and the next one is on the run. I personally, my reaction is I am glad. Fully glad that this didn't just happen, but it also made the press. Because everything that usually makes the newspaper is person robbed while selling car on Facebook Marketplace. Person accosted while selling phone on Facebook Marketplace. Person is one. Finally, people will be like, yeah, they actually do it. And when you're on Facebook Marketplace, especially for cars, you should be a little wiser and not get yourself
not even Facebook Marketplace, anything in general. Like, why would you... Like, there's something I don't understand. I go into buy a car and I walk in with cash. Just to meet somebody that I never meet in my life. Just because he deal good.
But you are the same one. Okay, not the same one. But we always talk about how people are underbanked and whatever the case is. What you want them to do? Go and take the cash and deposit it in a bank account via fast deposit?
Not fast. Get the personal account information and
well, they do. Okay, let me assume they don't have online banking. How are they going to get all that cash to the other person? This is me being the devil's advocate because I agree with you 100%. The other person
don't have a bank account?
Yeah.
Like nobody has a bank account?
Yeah.
I wasn't buying no car from you. You have a bank account.
That's from a position of privilege. It's people who have no bank account and they just dealing with cash and they say, no, you had to give me that cash. And we had to exchange the cash. I could see that it is possible that you ask the person, okay, what bank account to deposit to? And they say, nah, I don't have a bank account. I just want the cash. But you want the car real bad. And it's a good teeter that you're getting for $25,000. And you just so happen to have $25,000 underneath your mattress because...
I would do that with somebody I know, not a stranger. Like, I do that in the past, like, with somebody that I know. Yeah. Like, cash. Like, let's exchange cash. But I'm not doing that with a total stranger, I know. I'm meeting you somewhere by some community center with 20,000 cash.
Up a hill, because Mount Hope is hills. On top of a hill. Like, no, listen, I so anti this. If I have $500 in cash, I feel like I'm wrong. Because I like, why walking around with this money for? Do I need to have this? Like, the only reason I have cash is because I want to buy vegetables on the highway when I'm coming home. Or stop on.
So you need $500 in cash?
No, not like 500. Like, the only reason I would have cash is because I need to have $20 to pay for them things on the highway now to get the seasoning and the body and tomatoes and them kind of thing. Because that's the only reason I'll keep cash in my wallet. Other than that, there is no other reason. So, just having $20,000 on you, go into a place that you're not sure about, it's beyond comprehension. But however, humans are strange. So I wouldn't say that it's beyond our scope of stupidity. Now, from the Facebook deal now, do you think the Facebook Marketplace bandits would be
deterred?
Yeah, deterred.
No. No.
Not even for a week to be like, you could be talking to a policeman there, No?
No.
Wow.
No. There is no, Trinidad is small. Trinidad is small, but I think because I can't remember if the article said they started shooting first and then realized they were police officers, or they started shooting because they were police officers.
I think
Depends on the order.
They came out with the gun pointed at the person.
However, as the suspect announced a robbery and began shooting at the police officers, they realized they had been set up. Okay, so they announced the robbery first and began shooting. That's what it sounds like.
Right. So because they're so brazen and so bold, they will do that again to somebody. But instead, they may not just announce a robbery. They might just shoot and run off.
Do you think what's that?
I was going to say they might hold their own sting operation to like...
Okay, do you think the population is smarter because of this article at least coming out?
No.
Okay.
The population the same still.
Let me say this. Do not make a Facebook marketplace transaction at any other place than in front of a police station. Clip that. Hopefully this clip goes viral. Because it just I can't it is bother me. It is bother me that some of the online ills that we ain't really catch on to it yet. That usually makes me feel very sad for us technologically wise for certain things, and being caught with a online sale. Nah boy, it's 2026. We should be better than that.
But I mean, it have a lot of people who buy and sell vehicles that only deal with cash to for certain reasons, cause there's a lot of money passing.
Yeah. I get you. All right, cool. That's good for that one. Next one is another online story. This story is that a school is being threatened via TikTok. I don't know if to laugh or to joke about it, but I'll tell you why I don't want to take it too seriously. I'll tell you after this. Well, you probably made it this far in the podcast. That means you probably like technology a lot and like to at least hear us talk about technology. And that also means you may know somebody or somebody who knows somebody or somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who wants a website built or an app built or some sort of technology integrated in their business. If you want to help them out, you could send them to Make It Simple TT, send them to us. And we have business services that range from building websites to building apps to invoicing systems to ensuring that technology is used in your company, the installation of routers, buying things online. So you could check us out, 308-8799. You could check our services out, or you could go to makeitsimplett.com and see some of the things that we've done and maybe give a recommendation to our website built or something like that. So this article was actually posted today, and I'll just read it. I kind of skimmed through it, but I will read it now and we will see what it says. So here's what it says. A TikTok account with a handful of posts and a chilling message has terrified an entire community along the East Coast, appearing to threaten revenge and violence while alleging bullying on the part of one high school in Trinidad. The post from the account, operating under the name Kevin Randial, began with... It's Kevin? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Why did I say Kevin? I don't know. Yeah, Kevin Randial began 2 weeks ago and appeared to target students and staff at the Rio Claro East Secondary School. The... One boy... Guardian and the ad blocker, boy. The Express, however, so that no student with the name currently is enrolled in the school. Here's what it says. I swear by God, tomorrow you'll be crying. Tomorrow is officially the day of revenge. I am not telling you the time. I'm coming. All of you will be sorry at the end of the day. Then some of them read a more recent post. States a specific time and threatening bullets and violence at the school. On Monday, 19 January at 2:30 p.m., soon as school is over, bullets are in there. I swear on my life, they can kill me after. Right. So that's the gist of the post that on this TikTok account. And my views are very teacher-centered. Students, they say dumb things all the time. Like, all the time when a student is in an emotional state because of something that the school did or something that the school said or some teacher or some principal or kind of thing, they say a lot of stuff. Now, I can't downplay it and say it's not real and it's not an actual threat. But for any time you use a TikTok account and create a fake profile to speak about these sort of things, I feel like you're just looking for a way to vent your emotions. But that's from me being a teacher for 15 years and knowing how students tend to be from time to time. But if you were the administrator of the school, would this matter to you?
I would let's explore a different avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this was me and I want to carry out this attack because hypothetically, if this was me and I want to carry out this attack and these persons aggrieve me so much, I'm not gonna give you no warning. Because if I really wanted to do it, I'd just do it without trying to prepare you and make you fearful and, try and counteract it. I would just do it without a warning. Because that is how you really get your revenge, not by warning people. And that kind of make it seem like, as you say, it's just you trying to vent and trying to destabilize people. If you really wanted to do something like that, so that person will probably just do it without.
Yeah. I get you. Michaela, you don't care about this?
Yeah, because even though it may be for attention, it's better to be safe than sorry. So even though, the likelihood of this happening is probably really, really, really low, especially since it's Trinidad, it's still good to keep an eye on it in case it actually develops into something. Because you don't want to ignore it and then it comes true.
The thing about TikTok is very unserious, as the children say these days. They'd be like, so you're real unserious. I'd be like, TikTok very, very, very unserious. The kind of things that these children do on TikTok, have I ever, boy? I don't think I've ever bounced up one child who said, I'm going to go and use TikTok and post things, and my goal is to be constructive and not 1, look for attention, 2, look for more attention, or 3, try to become a star and get more attention. Because the psychological state that a child is in when they're a teenager is basically trying to figure out where they are in this world and how to be known, or how to make your mark, or how to be popular, or how to stand out. Yeah, how to differentiate yourself. Some people differentiate themselves by being quiet and reserved. Some people try to differentiate themselves by being extroverted and making sure people know that they exist. And this TikTok, if I see anything on TikTok from a child, I'm not taking it serious. Because I just have zero evidence to think that a teenager has the capacity to use viral social media. Instagram, I might take it a little more serious because Instagram has less virality and Instagram has a little more polished it. But on TikTok, anything does go by. Like anything. And I could see a child thinking, all right, I'm going to create this and people are going to know it's me. Well, people won't know it's me, but people will think it's me. And then they'll come and ask me. And then I'll share it in our group. And it'll just be good that this thing reached to the newspaper. Hey, look at that. The page that I make, it make the newspaper and that kind of thing. And that coming from some sort of emotional like pain or whatnot that they're going through. That would be me from a technological perspective. So if a principal calls me and be like, hey, should I take this serious? I'd be like, no, but you should find a child because they're crying out for attention.
Definitely, yeah.
And that would be some sort of psychological thing that I would think about. But the posts, I don't want to go to the page and try to pop the post, but the image that they have on this page, on the Guardian Express page, is a picture of the, staff. It looked like the cricket team. And they block out all of the faces. And it has, you will be dead. Rio Claro East Secondary School. That's one of the posts that's up there. Which ain't really too high on the creativity, the creativity meter. But
that post still up right now?
I don't know. I didn't go and try and find the page because I really don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, is Kevin
Yeah, I've seen it.
Dot India. Okay, so yeah. See if you could see some of the other things, because maybe some of the other things might give us some something. But
Yeah, I've seen the account's still there. They have a lot of apart from the one of the picture, they have a lot of images that's just text.
or just a picture with text over it, or just text.
That's a blank screen with text.
Oh, okay. Or kind of like stories, but
Yeah,
it's like
there's somebody that crying out for
Yeah.
alleging racism and stuff like that. And
okay. So what the article goes on to say is that former member of parliament and mayor Rushton Parry on Sunday called for urgent police action, stating that he was responding to growing fear among the parents and teachers linked to the school. He said that there was silence from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service on the matter. Parents and educators have reached out to me because they feel exposed and unheard. Teachers are entering classrooms unsure of their safety. Parents are sending children to school with fear in their stomachs. The reality is unacceptable. Now, this part is the part that is tricky. Parents and the view of the security of their child in a school, that one is a very real one. Because with the amount of school violence that exists, there are some parents who are afraid to send their children to certain schools because they know that school violence could come up at any point in time, or there's a lot of school violence that takes place that could be not addressed very well. And the parents not being comfortable with the situation, that one I think is valid.
yeah. So the first post was over a week ago, and they threatened that over the 12th and the 13th of January will be a day you'll regret, which would have been last week.
Yeah, that was last week, yeah. And nothing happened. Yeah, nothing that we know of. So it's like a lot of threats. As a parent, I would be concerned. But if I had the opportunity to talk to those parents, I would explain to them what I just explained, which is students cry out all the time, and some of these things are not as serious as they may be. But what Michaela said at the start, which is you still have to put some sort of precautions in place. Schools and social media, it just never ends well, boy. Never ends well. And imagine all the children who sharing this, or imagine the children who know who's the person but can't say anything and not saying anything for fear of them being targeted and whatnot. The Australia social media ban makes more sense, you know. Like,
6 days ago, tomorrow is officially the day of revenge. I am not telling you the time. I'll be coming for all of you at the end of the day. That was 6 days ago.
Yeah. When it have the school shooter things in the US, they have these same kind of lead ups.
I have a different opinion about that, but I don't think we should get into that.
But bigger conversation is, should social media be just taken away from children until they reach 16?
It's not gonna stop them.
What's that?
It's not gonna stop them from accessing social media.
Yeah.
But there's a way. So
I think that, you see, consumption and creation is two different things. What they consume, taking away social media from them and telling them that they can't use it until they're 16, then they will just consume the bad things from wherever else they could get it from, right? Which will be either create a fake account or whatever it is, because prohibition has caused you to be inquisitive, right? Creation, however, that's where I have a problem, because when children could create things and have the ability to go viral, they will do utter nonsense to get the fame. So I have this utopian view that yes, you should allow the children to be able to be consumers on the social media because they'll have a chance to choose what they consume, but they must not have the ability to post anything. If they could get a system where that exists, then you might have a better chance of controlling it because the impulse to create and be popular is where they tend to make mistakes. And that's what I think could be the best option. But there's a lot of things to think through, and there's a lot of social media companies have to think about that and getting them to do that when they're looking to make money and all those different things. Yeah. Because I was reading about the one in Australia, and the Australian children, they're like, bro, we figured this out long time. Like, we still on our social media. There's no way that they could do it countrywide, they could do it worldwide. We'll still figure out a way, because if it had 13-year-olds could have an OnlyFans account, and OnlyFans was like, we didn't know. Well, what you leave for Instagram and TikTok? It's not a way to stop it. You just had to manage it. But there are things that I think we could do system-wise that may help the situation, especially from a teacher perspective.
When you say 13-year-old without OnlyFans, you mean like to see the content?
Nobody 13-year-old creator on OnlyFans.
Huh?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. You know, it have a YouTube documentary about it. And she makes herself look like she's 18. And she passed all of the guardrails, every single thing. She just well developed at 13. Putting on all the makeup on and that kind of thing, is creating and making money.
Was adult she still?
Maybe not that one, but it have others. OnlyFans, they ain't really too good with the checks and balances. Like, they ain't really too good with the checks and balances at all. Because they have recruiters that will go on people's Instagram. If you putting up like very suggestive videos and photos on Instagram, a recruiter will slide in your DM and let you know that you can make more money doing this or whatnot. And they will carry you to something called an OnlyFans house. And they will teach you how to work the system and make the whatever. Because the account that it's going up under is somebody else's account. That kind of thing.
More or less, they get recruited by a pimp.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, digital pimping. Yeah, that's what the YouTube documentary was showing. Yeah, and the reason I know that is because it had this person that went on a podcast that revealed all of it, and I listened to the podcast and then I tracked down the person and I follow all the things that she's doing because she was pimped via OnlyFans and she was trying to expose everything. And yeah, once you're looking like a good target on Instagram, meaning you're using Instagram and you're creating content that looks very suggestive, yeah, the OnlyFans recruiters will find you because they're making easy money off of you. Because it are men who looking for the underage ones, which is so dark, so dark. Like if I had a rocket, I'd find where OnlyFans servers are, but they're probably on AWS. That's the tangle web that we weave. Very, very tangled web. But that's it for TikTok threats at a school. Let's talk about why you have to pay for your features on your car. Because Tesla is making it popular now. Alright, we have a YouTube video, guys. Video time. Get your popcorn.
Or you could do a monthly subscription. Well, now it will only be offered through a monthly subscription. Tesla, Elon Musk announcing that it will be a monthly subscription only for full self-driving technology in its vehicles. It'll start at $99 per month starting on February 14th. All of this raises the question, how many people actually subscribe to Tesla for full self-driving technology or have it actively used in their vehicle, so they actively use it? Tesla doesn't release that data, nor does it release how much it gets from full self-driving subscriptions. But I've talked with analysts over the years. In fact, I checked with one this morning, and he said, look, somewhere in the mid-teens, 12 to 15% has always been the estimate. Might be a little bit higher, might be closer to 17 or 18% of the Tesla vehicles in the United States have active full self-driving. But again, that's a complete estimate because Tesla does not release that. As you take a look at shares of Tesla, keep in mind a couple of things here. The Cybercab, that is going to be front and center this year. Production is expected to begin in fuller volume later this year.
$99 a month. Okay, it's from February 14th because that's Valentine's Day, so that's a nice gift to have. But $99 a month to have your full self-driving available. I don't know what to think about it because I knew it was coming, but now that it's here, I'm not too sure how I feel about your car features becoming a commodity because
I mean it. And BMW had like a
heated seats, I think.
Yeah. And others. I think other companies do it too, but I don't know. I just not too big on. I know a lot of people who have Teslas and experience it, they stand by it, but for me, that's not something I will pay $100 a month for.
What about you, McCullough?
You want me to pay to use my car? That's crazy work. I'm not doing it. I'm sure there is somebody within Tesla HQ that is frustrated enough that they'll have like a little thing on the side where like, okay, you just give me $20 and I'll unlock it for you. I'm sure there is somebody corrupt enough to do that. Positive.
McCullough said the black market for Tesla coming out. Clip that. Okay. I sent him a message to McCullough. Let's check it out. I know, Sonny, what you said it. Nah, it must have some checks and balances are going on. There's a whole fully digital system, like fully digital system. So if it on, they will know when it on. I think it is 25% justified because here is why. These electric cars, right? They have very low servicing turnovers. One of the ways that car companies make money is they sell the car at a low margin and they get you to come and service it.
The margins don't be low.
Right?
Just make money on them.
Right.
Cars.
Okay. Right? But the servicing is a big part of their overall amount of money that they're making. Yeah. If you don't have to come and service your car every 3 months anymore, that's a big chunk of money that you're going to be losing. Big chunk of money. And in order for the automobile industry to continue to make the amount of money that it's currently making, the business model is not to sell more cars. The business model is to keep your customers coming back to you for the servicing of those cars. That's basically how businesses work. Keep the customer, not get new customers. It's easier to keep a customer than to get a new one. So the service industry going to drop down a lot. Because the service industry going to drop down a lot, you got to find ways to carry up that bottom line for that. And the 25% in me says, yeah, these subscriptions might be justified from a business perspective because how else you going to make the money?
So the thing is about that, right? When you bought a car, the service fees or servicing your car was mandatory. If you don't service a car, your car can literally
your warranty
damage your engine, your warranty.
Right.
All that.
Okay, yeah.
But this not mandatory, it's optional. So the amount of revenue it gonna be a drop in the bucket compared to service and stuff.
You sure it's gonna be a drop in the bucket?
Yeah, cause it's optional. It's optional. I mean, it's not a mandatory thing. Everybody that buy a Tesla. Sorry, look at it this way.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
You have people that buy traditional cars, and then a small percentage of that is people that buy electric vehicles, right? And then our next small percentage of that, would just say is like 20%, does actually subscribe to the self-driving thing, which is something that's not mandatory, versus the other say 80% of people who are regular cars, they need to service. So that is sure money they're going to get versus something that optional.
Okay.
So the amount of
I hear you.
revenue
I hear you.
comparable.
Let me take away the ICE vehicles, internal combustion engine vehicles, and deal with electric only. In the electric ecosystem, there is a hierarchy. Just like the iPhone, you could get the basic iPhone, you could get the iPhone Pro, you could get the thing. When you roll up with your Pro Max, and people see that you have the 3 cameras and you have all them things, there is a level of clout that comes with it. And if you roll up with it now and you tell them, I have an iCloud subscription for 2 gigs and I have Apple Music and I have all of these things, there is a level of being left out that people tend to have. And that is the same thing I think will happen with cars. Because when somebody come and ask you, oh, just turn on your full self-driving, and they be like, I don't have enough money for that. Oh, you're poor. And you have this Tesla, and keeping up with the Joneses is a thing. That is how I feel like a lot of people will try to keep up with the Joneses because you want to show that you have not just a Tesla, but you have a Tesla with all the maxed out subscriptions. And that's a real thing in America, at least for sure. Like, and
well,
I don't
see how it pan out over time, because as it is now is like, as they say, like 13 to 17% of people actually doing it. So yeah, let's see how. Well, I mean, your Teslas how long now? Over 10 years now?
14 years, yeah.
Yeah, over that time only less than 20% of people doing the self-driving.
Well, the full self-driving, the before it was like self-driving but lane assist, but the full self-driving only officially came out a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So, and they were basically trying it out, testing it out, going through all the bugs and whatnot, and now that the product reached to maturity, they could sell it for whatever the price is. And it's like Google Drive. When you get 15 gigs and you run out of your 15 gigs, there are some people like me that's like, no, I depend on Google Drive too much. I'm going to pay you the $299 a year or a month or whatever it is now because I want my Google storage. I need my Google Photos. Google Photos is a perfect example of that. You give it for free, and then you realize that you had to pay for storage now, and it's like, yeah, I'll pay for it. So that business model to go and translate to cars, and part of me sees no problem with it because for the business to grow and thrive, you need to be able to make up for, because you're saving so much money with electric. Okay, cool. But you still need to run your business and make your money. That's the only part of it I agree with it. Other than that, me personally, I'm not paying for no full self-driving unless the value that I'm getting from that is giving me something that I don't have that I needed before or that I didn't know that I needed. So that the value I get from Google Photos is if my child needs baby pictures for a thing, I just go in Google Photos, put my child name and put baby pictures, and I could get a plethora of them, and then I just send them and we could print them and do whatever the case is. That's the value I get from Google Photos. That's why I pay for Google storage. But if I pay for full self-driving,
the value of it versus just not having it. I guess we will see how the adoption rate is now that they explicitly say, okay, it's a subscription and it out a year now, as they say. Like a year from now, this could be one of your predictions. Wait, me
predicting nothing.
The adoption, I still feel.
Okay,
people,
but what feature can they paywall on a car that people will pay for?
To go above 100 kilometers.
To start your car.
No.
Like
okay.
that.
Okay. Let's be reasonable. What added on feature can they paywall so that they'll give you a test of it for a year? Okay, so let's say they use full self-driving as the example, the sample case, right? What added on feature can they put in a car that would be nice for people to have, and then when they paywall it, people will just be like, oh yeah, I really need that.
Car alarms.
Alarms? Okay, wait to know that's a good one. Like if you have a particular GPS tracking thing that will only be activated on that car, but it works really, really well from a particular console or some kind of thing like that, and your car could be tracked anywhere, and they pay wallet, yeah, people will pay for that.
Yeah,
That's a good example.
I would pay for that, yeah.
Right. Clip that. What
So
else?
let me give some other examples. Like when I was purchasing a vehicle, about 3 years now, last time I bought a vehicle, right? My previous vehicle had 30 sensors where it used to tell you the pressure of the tires or when a tire low, when you need air.
Yeah.
So it had that. And the vehicle I was buying now, you needed to pay an extra 20,000 or something for it. And my mind, I was like, it's a nice to have, but it wasn't worth it to me. So I was like, I'm not paying the extra money just for tire centers. But then it had the option to pay extra, same 20 or 30,000 to get all the airbags in the vehicle.
Yeah.
And the front and the sides and whatever. But that was worth it to me because, I was thinking, your family,
Yeah.
Airbags for the whole.
Yeah, that's how to pull at the right heartstrings. If you pull at the right.
If they tell you airbags for the whole car, you need to pay a subscription. If you don't pay a subscription, it's not going to deploy.
You see, okay, I sure that's illegal. Maybe like just have the front airbags alone and everybody else in the back then.
But if you want the back, you need to pay a subscription.
I'm not in the back.
Look into the future. Let me say you're driving, your parents in the back, or let me say you happen in the future, your children or whatever. You won't want to protect your other family members or your friends you're going online. Or you just care about the front.
That what the seatbelt there for?
Michaela lying. Lying. I tell you just have to pull the right strings and people will pay the money once you pull the right strings. So I see it possible, and I just hope that it's done in a kind of ethical way. And most of all with some sort of regulation. Because the regulations that we had to put on phones and app stores and all them kind of things, the same thing gonna happen for cars. And I see it. I see it coming. So yeah, I ain't vexed with it, but I still don't like it. But I have to accept that this is what it's going to be. Yeah. I tell you, time to wrap up there. Today's episode, we spoke about FB Marketplace sting operation, whatever we landed on. I hope that the clip that we send out lets people know, don't buy things on FB Marketplace. I'd love to see the comments from the general population about the reasons that you should without doing it in front of a police station. Next one will be TikTok threats at a school. We kind of realize that social media and children, not always the best mix, and the TikTok threats from this account should be taken seriously, but I also see it for what it is. And to pay for Tesla self-driving, where the conversation landed there, that, it's okay, but not okay.
Well, it kind of landed where it has to be something that
worth it.
That
you find worth in.
Yeah. For me, self-driving not worth it. Airbags. And what was the other example? Starting a car.
Yeah. I got you. All right. Yep, so that's it there. My name is Andre Charles from at Make It Simple TT at Trini TechCast and all kind of other places on the internet, because if you don't try things, then how you'll know if it'll go work? I don't know. Managing all the social media accounts that we have right now is just like wild, but that's me. So you might see me on different places. And the co-host number 1 is Akeem there. Akeem, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah.
Right here.
on Trini TechCast.
For sure. Hey, somebody tell me how to create the LinkedIn, because they like our content and they think the people on LinkedIn will like it. And I like, yeah.
So at me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
They don't need to see the podcast on LinkedIn again.
Yeah,
really good.
LinkedIn is not the uppity.
Yeah, I like, we used to talk kind of very frank here, like we don't fake, so to my not too sure, and they was like, yeah, but sometimes you'll talk about things and long story short, we talk about next time. Yeah, Michaela Noel, diversity hire.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Keller_Noel. You can find me on LinkedIn. I keep it very professional on my LinkedIn. No put a podcast, keep some me on LinkedIn, please. Thank you very much. No, I good. I really good.
All right, y'all. Thank you very much for tuning into the podcast. We will see y'all next week. Bye-bye.